All right, so Emily's on a journey.
Emily's on a new
journey.
journey.
Which is shocking.
And it's shocking. I think everyone's going to be pretty
I'm
surprised.
scared.
I started making sourdough bread.
Sourdough. She started sourdough.
I started making sourdough.
It's okay. And this is what I have to say.
Uh-oh.
Because you'll remember a few months ago, we even put up a reel about it.
It's true.
Where I was like, you
true.
had asked me for sourdough and I thought you were trying to go on the journey. And you were like, no, I just want you to give me sourdough. And you were like, I'll never do that. And the fact that just a few short months later, here we are.
Here we are. And of course, I decided to do my first loaf when your appendix was about to burst.
Correct. We were literally in the
left
middle.
me in the
I
dust.
did. I'm very selfish. Like literally, I had started her like what, Monday morning, I guess, or Sunday night.
so.
I think
It
we
was
no.
Sunday night.
We had started it Sunday night, and then Monday morning, I said I was going to come to your house first thing in the morning to
And you
help
were
you
like,
make the
"I'm not
dough.
well."
And I texted you, and I was like, I am ill,
Mhm.
and thus I won't be coming to your home.
Of course.
Then so then throughout the day, I would be like, "How's your dough?" And she'd be like, "Caitlin, are you kidding me?" Like then I was in the ER, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Send me a picture," and you were like, "Caitlin," I was like, "Well, what else am I doing?" Like
guess.
I can
felt
look at
so
your dough.
bad.
But Emily, for her first loaf,
No one's gonna think this is funny unless
anyone
you
who has done sourdough or made any kind of bread or baked good at all, you obviously make the dough and you put it in a bowl
If
to
you've
rise.
ever made anything.
If you've
yes.
ever cooked anything, baked anything, you put it in a bowl
Very
to
new to me.
rise. And then with sourdough, you let it rise all day on the counter. Then you put it in the bowl at night. Or like some people do a banneton, which is like a very specifically shaped bowl to help it be like very
Oh.
shaped. Like I can show it to you. I have one. I don't use it.
Oh.
But it make it like shaped like a loaf, whatever. Emily texts me the next morning after I wake up from surgery. I wake up from surgery.
It's the first
in the
thing
morning,
she sees.
literally, and I have a text from Emily, and she's like, "I don't know what went wrong." And it's a video of her sourdough. And she has it rising on a paper plate. On a flat paper.
I will say.
And she goes, "Why is it so flat?" I forwarded it to Caroline so fast, and Caroline goes, "There's no hope for her. There's no hope. This is a hopeless thing."
I will say I gave up when I because the
Sounds
dough,
like it.
As soon
It
as she
was-
started.
Yeah.
it didn't rise all day in the bowl on the counter. It didn't rise all day. I was like, this is stupid. Like I can't do even this. Like it's 3 ingredients. This is so dumb. I just put it on a plate. I literally shaped it into a ball and it like I was like, I'm putting it on a plate. I'm not taking up this much room in the fridge with a big bowl.
She put a textbook on top of it.
I'll make pancakes instead.
I was like, this is the dumbest thing. And I was like, Emily, and then she had the nerve to say, what? I don't know what went wrong. And I said, the plate. I can tell you where you went wrong. The plate. You put it on a plate. I did put it on a plate. And you know what? I understand that was a big
I
big
sent
mistake.
a screenshot to Caroline, and she goes, "She doesn't know where she went wrong." She put it on a plate. Not that Caroline's allowed to talk. But then, so I logged Emily. I put her in the box of failed student.
Yeah.
failed student.
Failure.
The next day, she picked herself right back up by the
I said,
bootstraps,
you know what?
and she, by golly, made one of the best
Made
loaves I've
flapjacks.
seen. No, she did it.
It was good. It
was
was
a-
good.
It was quite good.
gorgeous.
Was it the
loaf.
same plate, Brad?
Yeah.
No,
She found
It
a
was a
new
different-
technique.
I
No.
know. Maybe she's onto something.
Can you believe?
I do understand the starter, how it should look now.
Right. You know what? I
Yeah.
actually
Wait, what
said to her,
happened? You threw that out, started over.
no, I ate it. It
Yeah.
was like a brick. It was just
It
a
tasted
dense.
good.
It
Still
was
cooked
barely
it?
edible.
The plate one, you cooked it?
yeah, I told her to cook it.
With
I
the
don't know.
plate.
What shape was it?
It actually
It was
became
a flat loaf. It
it
was,
was
very
like
flat.
yeah,
loaf.
it was like a
It was shaped like a plate. It was,
yeah. It had the ridges in it and everything.
yeah.
I should bring a picture.
Oh, it wasn't
No,
that
it
bad.
actually-
But
Okay.
anyway,
It really
I-
wasn't that bad. It
I
tasted good.
understood that my second time around. What
sometimes
not to
it's
do.
good. It's good to fail because then you understand
Yes.
what
Yes.
you're working with.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, and you
Exactly.
realize, like, oh, I know why that happened because my starter was way too this. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you
Yes.
just need to like.
Exactly. And here we go.
Don't you?
Here
do
we
you
go.
feel like prouder than like the day you birthed a baby?
I feel really. I feel.
It feels like
empowered.
you like wrote a book.
I feel like wow.
Yeah,
I
empowering.
conquered such a
What?
mountain.
Mhm.
What pushed you to do this besides Kaitlin? Like, what
Emily's
was
becoming crunchier and crunchier.
I'm becoming slightly crunchier. Just
Okay.
like I want to like introduce less preservatives in the food
Oh, it's
that
a
we're
health
eating.
thing.
It's a health
Okay.
thing. Yeah. And sourdough is supposed to be
Also-
like the best kind of bread you could eat.
Yes, because isn't it like it's good for your
fermentation
digestion
process
and it's like
or
low
whatever.
glycemic or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah. It
something
it just
like
tastes
that.
good. Like that's all.
And
right?
it tastes good.
Yes.
I was never into like whole wheat bread and like
Yeah, yeah,
whole
yeah.
grain bread because it tastes like cardboard to me. So like this is actually something that's like
Delicious.
delicious.
It is crazy that sourdough is good for you because
Yeah.
you're like, how could something that tastes this good be good for you?
I know exactly.
No, what's sourdough too? Pound
Oof.
cake, pretzels, sourdough. I'm
Sourdough.
just starving now.
Absolutely. So whatever, we're on a journey.
Emily, I'm actually
Proud of
impressed.
you, Emily.
Yeah.
I'm very.
Thank
You
you
never have to work
guys.
out because you're
Thank
doing
you
this.
guys.
And I do feel like I have to do something now. Matt's
Yes,
working out. She's doing
Scott,
sourdough.
well, you're preaching a
You got
sermon.
a
Yeah, you
appendix out?
preach.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
It's gonna be.
To be fair, I'm the
fantastic.
same way with the podcast. As soon as we're done, I'm like, can
He's
we
like,
delete?
just
Every-
cut everything
every
out that I
week.
said.
Every single
Right.
week, Scott says, "Just cut out everything that I said."
Immediately after
Yeah,
we.
exactly.
It's been what, 5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long has it been?
It's
been a
now at
while.
this point, Matt will be like, any notes other than cutting out everything Scott said?
Yeah, I talk so much for a living. Like,
Yeah.
It's
You
so
do.
funny.
It's
I
so
don't
true.
Is it like a joke or is it coming from a genuine place?
at this point, the podcast one has become a joke, but I
Yes.
still feel the same way.
Yeah.
I still feel like
Scott
well,
will say, yeah, like after we record, like I don't often think back through it. Like I'll be like, yeah, it was fine. Like, and Scott will be like, we'll be like laying in bed and he'll be like, I just feel stupid when I said.
Oh, Scott.
I know, isn't
that
That
sad?
makes me sad.
part of my problem with public speaking, most public speakers are like, I have this information, I'm going to share it, whatever, like take it or leave it, deal with it.
Mhm.
Once I have spoken, I'm now thinking of every audience that's going to hear that
Of course.
and how
yeah.
thare going to feel. I'm a 9,
Yeah.
right? Like, is that person offended? Is that
Mhm.
person offended? Is that
Yeah.
person?
Okay.
But not like, oh no, I'm going to get canceled, but
Mhm.
like, oh no,
I don't wanna
want
be
somebody to
insensitive.
yeah, I don't want to be
Yeah, of
insensitive.
course you
Yeah.
don't want to be
Yeah.
insensitive. I remember when the podcast first launched. In one of my first episodes, I offhandedly said to one of the guests that I was interviewing that like we had just bought a house or something like that. And someone, I don't even remember who, but someone had given feedback like you need to be careful because that makes you sound very like privileged,
Mhm.
like that you bought a house or whatever. And I remember like stopping and being like, oh, huh. Like, and it was one of those moments where you have to like weigh out like,
What do you say instead, though?
like then can you not
That's
talk
what
about your life?
happens.
Like, but it was true for like we bought a house. Do you know what I mean? But it's like you have to understand that like saying the most like innocuous thing like can be very triggering to certain people.
I
So it's like you have
guess.
to make peace. What I'm saying is that you
Yep.
have to be sensitive to the masses and make peace with the fact that you are always going to offend someone.
Yes.
Yes.
And like
Mm.
you would hope that like if you have like longtime listeners that they understand your heart and that if
Yeah.
they have like, and if I've said something that like offended you, like I hope that you know like that is
Like-
not my intention.
Like the firemen.
Like the firemen.
Like the
we
firemen.
love
We love the
we love them.
firemen.
People were saying to me like when I was like I have to get my appendix out, I texted like my mom's chat or whatever, and they were like, just make sure you don't offend any doctors or nurses. Like 'cause they're like
Wait till
saving
you
your
leave at least.
Yeah, they're saving your life right now.
Oh my God.
true.
I think you've offended everyone at this point.
Absolutely. So I've clearly made peace with it.
Yeah.
It's true.
But that's a reality. You have to like in a podcast, in a public speaking forum, you have to make peace with this stuff because you're going to offend somebody.
Even-
There's somebody that's not going to like or agree with what you say, and you can't not say anything.
Right, especially a podcast like this where we're literally just like shooting the crap about our lives. Like when Caroline came on and told the story about her car getting repossessed, right? And she's telling this whole story and da-da-da. Afterward, we thought to ourselves, like, is that going to be so insensitive to people who like
Can't afford a car.
could never even
Yeah.
get a car or like have gotten
Yeah.
their car repossessed and it's not funny. Like we're sitting
Yeah.
here laughing about it and
Right.
to them it's not funny. And
Right.
so like I think it's good to have that in your head and to acknowledge it and to like say
Yeah.
things like just so you know, like we know that this is like it's very privileged that Caroline got her car repossessed and was able to get it back in the same day. Like
Yeah.
that's very
Exactly.
privileged. And also we're literally just talking about our lives. Like, we're not telling you how to
This
live
is
your
what
life.
happened.
Yeah, like we're literally just retelling a story.
Yeah.
And if that offends you, like, I'm so sorry.
The reality in some of that is like we know some people that are in that situation
Totally.
where like can't afford a car, can't whatever, and they're still laughing at the story.
Right.
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 Then you have the others
Yes.
who are like
Yeah.
offended to be offended. Right. So
Right.
it's a difficult thing. My problem is that I always just still consider, well, that person's going to be offended. So should I not have said it or,
Mhm.
whatever. So it's just a difficult media to be in.
There's no
but
winning.
There's no
No,
winning,
there's no winning. And like,
especially for Kaitlin on social media.
at this point, I'm just like, whatever. Like, now I'm just like, who cares? Like, everything I post, people hate.
Yeah. Are you trying to do it now? Are you trying to offend people? at
It's
this
not
point?
that I'm trying to offend people, but I'm not actively trying not to, because I realize that even when I post the most like innocuous
Yes.
thing, like people
supporting firemen.
Yeah, I'm like,
Exactly.
okay, forget it. So I'm just
I
like, forget
got
it.
my hair cut this week, and I was like, I don't like that. It always messes up right here. And she's like, oh, on the shelf. And I was like,
The shelf.
oh,
There's a term?
new term.
Oh.
All right.
Wait,
I almost told her about
What's
that.
the shelf?
It's like like my hair right here, where like the blending
where
goes
it
into
goes.
the hair.
Yeah.
Like right here,
Uh-huh.
It
is always
goes in
the weird-
different
if they
directions.
blend it too low, it's like a weird. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
it's
you
a
have a
difficult
cowlick of
spot.
sorts.
Honestly, it's a shelf. I was like, that's the perfect word for it, a little shelf. But I was like, are you making up terms now? Where does this
Oh,
come
like a
from?
hairstyle.
Yeah.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
I was like,
Shelf.
She just came up with that on the
Yeah,
spot.
there
You
was
mean-
2 or 3.
Do
that
you
she
mean
said.
like
I
a
was
teasy light? Perhaps a low light or a highlight?
Hey, everyone agrees with me on the visor being down, though.
Yo,
Yeah,
the
that's true.
visor.
I don't
Okay.
think I got that far.
Okay, so Scott was saying why does every woman pull the visor down? We put up the clip, and I thought,
You get into the car, and every girl just pulls the visor down.
yeah,
It's true.
and so that reel has like 150,000.
Because every guy then puts it back up.
every
Yeah.
man is
You
like,
leave our car.
yes, like this is so annoying. Like I
Yeah.
can't see anything.
But the
like,
only argument people are making is like, because I'm short. I'm like, you guys pull it down at nighttime. It
But
doesn't
here's the
matter.
no,
thing.
because even at nighttime, the point that we're just getting more sky than you're getting, and it's just it's
But
more.
here's the
That
thing.
would be awful.
Oh.
Aren't we
This
going
is
outside
our-
to get sky?
This is our toilet seat.
That's what people said in the
This is our toilet
They
seat.
said it's the payback for the toilet
Yeah.
seat.
That's
They said they do it because it's payback for the toilet seat.
It's
That's it.
true.
It is.
Okay.
Do you do it on
But it's not
purpose?
as gross.
Yeah, at least it's not gross.
I've always thought it was. I thought you were doing it on purpose. I thought we were in
Never.
a silent battle.
Never.
I've never even
It's a
thought of
reflex.
it. I've never. It's a
I always-
reflex.
When Kaitlin gets out of
It
the
is
car,
a
I have to pick up all her
reflex.
dishes. I have to put the thing
Wait,
back
out
up.
of the car, dishes. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
she's always-
There's something wrong with me that even when we have paper products, I will always be taking. Like if we're going to church on a Sunday morning, I'll be taking my eggs and toast on a glass plate with a fork.
What?
Why?
And then I will not be bringing it back in the house with me. I'll be leaving it on the floor of the passenger side.
Kaitlin.
Do you know why?
Caitlin's a walking tornado.
Because I forget.
She really is.
Every Sunday, I'm living in this illusion of like, I'm going to eat my breakfast at home. But then what happens is I go, oh, shoot, we got to go.
And you just
After
grab
I've
it.
plated my breakfast.
Yeah.
And then I just walk out the door.
Of course.
She's a.
Kaitlin. That's
yeah.
crazy.
What's funny is I use a paper plate at home.
So, dude, I use a paper product any opportunity
Every
I can
time I
possibly
can.
use.
I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
Someone said to me the other day, like I was like, no, it's
That's what I forgot. I forgot paper plates.
Oh.
Dang it.
Okay, wait.
I'll
I
run
gotta
in.
set the scene. I have to set the scene.
Oh,
It took us a
shoot.
literal hour to set up for the
Yeah.
podcast today because we had a technical. It's not your
Sorry.
fault.
It's not
There
You're
was
the
a-
genius that fixed it.
Yeah,
man.
you're the one that fixed it. So it's our fault and you fixed it. It was like we were having audio problems. So just a look behind the curtain, everyone. It's not always hunky dory, all right? Like
No.
sometimes there's technical difficulties.
Mm.
So anyway, we're having technical difficulties. So the boys are like actively trying to fix it. Emily and I are actively not trying to fix
sitting
it.
as
We're
we
sitting
are right now.
under our blanket, just like kibitzing. And so Emily is like she's like, you know what? As soon as we're done here, I'm going to go do a Target pickup. So we're doing a Target pickup and I'm telling her that I think I need a pair of mesh flats. Can she add my flats to her Target order? And she's like, no. And I was like, I'm going to pay you back for them. And she was like, so like offended
But
that
then
I would
was
ask.
showing you all the flats and you hated all of
So
them.
then all of a sudden, Matthew is quite literally on his hands and knees, like under this thing, trying to like unplug and replug stuff. And Emily was like, I'm going to read you the Target order. Tell me if I've missed anything. And she starts going, foil. Like chicken. And I was like, Emily, he's literally trying to troubleshoot an audio. Like he can't listen to the Target grocery order right now.
I didn't even hear it.
So then
It
I
wasn't
stopped.
even.
I said like 2 things, and I was like, forget it. I was like, I'm gonna forget something.
She
You're
goes,
like, he's not listening.
forget it. Yeah, she was like, I'm going to log this away to
No.
complain about this to him later.
No.
He's not listening.
Shut up. What do you do? What do you do?
He's like,
This happens to us a lot. So
it really was so funny.
So you forgot paper plates. I think
I
I had it in my head that like using paper products is like so wasteful and bad for the environment. But like,
Sure.
can't you just recycle it? It's paper.
Are you supposed to recycle paper plates?
They're paper.
paper is fine.
Like
Yeah.
you put
Paper
them.
plates.
You put them in the recycling bin.
I
I mean,
Paper
I
plates.
don't, but I could in theory.
No, but they biodegrade very quickly. Paper plates.
Yeah.
it's trees.
That's fine. It's plastic that's the real
Yeah.
issue. And
Okay. So
some other
we don't
things
buy
too, but
plastic.
paper plates are pretty great.
That's why I buy paper.
Yeah. That's
There you
why.
go, Emily.
That's why.
Emily's
Yeah.
gonna start
There you
making
go.
her own paper plates. now.
Yeah.
Paper mache.
Do you know who Nara Smith is?
No.
It's fine. I won't get into it. But
Oh,
she's
cool.
like
Cool story.
she's like an influencer who like is like, my husband wanted gum, so I decided to
Stop.
take, and she like home makes it.
Wow.
But it's like
Was it
satire. It's not like she's really like that. It's like
Oh.
kind of a joke, but
Oh.
it is serious. She's doing it, but it's like kind of a joke.
She's almost making
Like-
fun of herself,
Yeah.
kind of.
Oh.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Nara Smith or something like that. Actually,
N.A.?
yeah.
Oh, I just thought you were
N-A-R-A.
saying Nora that way.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, right. Could you imagine? Actually, her 2-year-old just finished cancer treatments.
Oh, wow.
So-
gosh.
Are they okay?
She's fine, I think.
That's great.
Her name is something absolutely unhinged, like Whimsy or something like that. But
Oh.
thoughts?
Nara Smith Tradwife? Or
Okay, so
no?
that's a whole thing. Yeah.
What's
She
that?
doesn't want to be known as being a tradwife. A tradwife is traditional wife. So do you know who Ballerina you know who Ballerina Farms is?
Nope.
Oh gosh. Don't follow her, because then you're gonna upend your whole life.
Why?
She has like 52 kids and they live on a farm. Do you wait? This is actually very interesting. Okay, let me tell the story. Ballerina Farms. I don't know what her real name is. Everyone just calls her Ballerina.
Is this her?
That's Nara Smith.
Okay.
Ballerina Farms is this
Let me see.
gorgeous. So clearly she's not a trad wife. Look at her, Nara Smith. Do you get what I'm saying? Like a trad wife implies like you're one with the earth. You're wearing like earth tones and long dresses
she
and
is
like
not.
galloping through the fields. Do you get what I'm saying? So this Ballerina Farms, here's the deal. She was like a highly, highly, highly sought after ballerina, like Juilliard trained ballerina, and was going to
Oh
do
my
that professionally.
gosh.
Ended up marrying her husband, who's the heir to like JetBlue or something.
Wow.
He's the heir to something. So they're like have $1 million with like, and so she ended up not becoming a ballerina. And now she's like this trad wife. Like, I think she's kind of the one who like made that a thing. You know,
Oh.
it's like a thing, trad wife. So like they live on a farm. They have 1,000 kids. She has the kids at, you know, she births the babies at home. She makes sourdough. They milk cows. They homeschool. Like that's
Is this where
trad
we're
wife.
heading? Is that what
So
you're trying to
people
tell
are
us?
obsessed with the
Okay.
like the trend of that. And like if you start following her, you will want to be her too, because
I
she's
see.
gorgeous, wearing no makeup and like a cute like linen top, like walking in the wind.
How
like,
nice.
do you know what I mean? Like
Right,
she's
okay.
perfect. Her children are perfect. She keeps having more of them. You know what I mean? Like, but then we got into a big conversation about this at mom's group one time, because like people were talking about that, how
Yeah.
like and Kristen was like, no one is actually doing that without help.
No.
Like they're
Yeah.
the richest people
Yeah,
in
no.
America. Like she clearly has help.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
and
Like,
she
but,
posts when she does the stuff,
right.
and she doesn't post when other people do it.
Right. So, but I actually want to go on a journey of tasting her. They put out protein powder and things,
Oh,
and it's supposed to be obviously like very healthy,
Super,
very
okay.
natural, very this, very that. I think it's very expensive, so maybe we should like split a bag and see if we
I
like
would
it.
be down.
See if we like it,
yeah.
or like other things. She has other things too.
Okay, I'd be down.
Maybe we'll go on a ballerina journey.
Oh, well, I won't be dancing, but
No, obviously not.
Okay.
Obviously not. So that's trad wife. So Emily is becoming.
A trad wife.
Would you want Emily to be
I
a trad
am
wife?
not. I still work, kind of.
Ballerina works.
Kind of.
Oh, she does.
Well, clearly,
Doesn't
look
mean
at
you
her. She
can't
has a whole
work.
company, Ballerina Farms. It's a huge thing.
Oh,
She makes a
okay.
ton of money as an influencer and
Yeah, I
making
guess
protein
so.
powder.
I guess so. I suppose.
So what else would she have to do to become one?
Probably homeschool.
Okay.
It depends. Look, there's levels of tradwife.
Oh, there's
right.
levels.
So like, there's people who are
Trad
like
level 1.
right. Like so, like level 1 is making sourdough.
Oh, so you're on
Level
your way.
2, level 2
You're
is
on your way.
like you get chickens.
Okay.
Okay.
You want chickens
Do you
and
know what I mean?
goats?
Yeah. So it's like you get chickens and you start having your own eggs. You know what I mean? Then level 3 is like we go really low tox. Like you start only buying the certain kind of skincare and the certain kind of hair care, and
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
really
yeah,
you don't use bleach on your hair really, and like do you get what I'm saying? Like so, it's
Okay.
like then there's that. Then there's like the homeschool. Then there like do you get what I'm saying? Like you could go deeper.
Yeah, we're gonna get canceled if we talk about this too much.
What? No, we could talk about it.
No, this is
it
a
does-
huge debate. I know, but like, is this the goal? Is this what you guys are shooting
No,
for?
no.
I don't think so.
Here, this is the problem.
I don't
is that
know what I'm
we have to
shooting
be
for.
so careful about what media we're consuming, because the problem is like if you do start following Ballerina Farms, this is why I actually purposely don't follow her.
I
even
feel
though,
like I can't.
even though I think she would be a great follow, because for once it's not someone who's just like buy this, buy that, you know, like look at this plastic surgery and look like
yeah.
everything she stands for is wonderful.
It's constructive.
It's like very helpful. Like like this is good.
There's good value.
But it can make you really obsessive, and it can make you feel like
I'm
I
not
remember
doing enough.
I remember
if it
hearing
makes you
an
hate yourself,
interview.
then it's bad.
Right. Like I remember hearing an interview with someone like went to her farm, I guess, and like did like a shadow her for the day type of thing. And they were like, I came back and I felt like, well, I ruined my kids. Like, do you know what I mean? Like she was
Yeah.
like, well, I send my kids to school, so I hate myself. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, or she's like, and I let my kids eat goldfish. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so you have to be careful about consuming too much of it, because then it's going to make you,
Whoa.
I just hit myself in the face.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
it's going to make you feel crazy. You know what I mean? And it's
I
like,
feel like,
you know,
yeah, I could easily go down.
and you have to remember,
bad
it's very easy for
place.
people who have lots and lots and lots and lots of money
of course,
to do the completely tox-free living, whatever, because do you know what's expensive? Having a lot of land and having a lot of animals on it. That's very expensive. Do you know what's expensive? Toxin-free cookware and toxin-free skincare and toxin-free food and that's you want to talk about a privileged conversation?
Yeah.
That's a privileged conversation. People
It's
who are
true.
completely like hardcore natural, even
Mhm.
though I don't think many people disagree with it. Like, I don't think there's a lot of people walking around that's like, no, put chemicals in the food.
I think-
Yeah.
Like,
course
I think
most
everyone like agrees, but it's just like, it's not cost, like, it's cost
not
prohibitive.
feasible.
Yeah. Like,
Most people are middle ground. I think,
Yeah.
as always, either extreme is
Mhm.
really rough. Most people are middle ground and picking and choosing.
yeah.
Especially like most of the moms or friends that you talk to, everyone has different things that they choose.
That they've
It's like
chosen.
this
Yes.
person is like
Like
totally
Diet
this,
Coke.
but they don't care about that.
Right. Or like, even like, I remember going through like a whole thing with like sunscreen.
Yeah.
So like that was like a big thing for a while, where it was like sunscreen is canceled. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like not using sunscreen,
Yeah.
like only using the mineral, whatever. But then I actually remember hearing I talked to a dermatologist one time, and I was like, should we really only be using mineral sunscreen? And she was like, the best sunscreen is the sunscreen you will use. She was like, because here's the problem. If we start telling people they should only ever be using mineral sunscreen, people hate using mineral sunscreen because it's very hard to rub it in.
Yeah.
It stays white. It takes forever to get it on your kid. Then they're very greasy. They don't like And so then we're finding that people are just like, oh, forget it. Like, I just don't want to deal with it. And then they're not sunscreening themselves or their kids, which is worse than just do the crap. Like, you know what I mean? And so like, I think about sunscreen sometimes, and I'm like,
if I agree.
oh, really? Tell me.
Let's
I
hear
don't
it.
know. I don't know. Like,
You're saying the sun is better?
Because
think-
you're saying if that is toxic, then it would be better not to use it at all.
Just to get sunburned.
right. Like,
I guess I don't know.
or like just like go in the shade, or like,
So I went through a whole summer where I basically didn't sunscreen my kids. I got to be honest. But granted, we didn't go to the beach at all. We were only ever at like
Yeah.
the pool for like 2
Yeah.
hours at a time. So this year at Cape May, I realized I wasn't being sunscreen conscious enough, because like there is a huge difference. Like if you are at the beach with your children
And you're
that-
cooking.
for
yeah.
a
Yes,
6-hour
that's
stretch,
different.
that is so different than like we're at the pool for 2 hours. Like it's a
Exactly.
completely different.
Because
So
even naturally, it's like you're not really just supposed to sit in the sun
Correct.
cooking for that
Yes.
long. Like it's
Correct.
just not
Yes.
good for you.
Yes.
So there's that. But the other thing about the toxic sunscreen thing that I try to think about too, though, is like, because in Cape May, we were using the mineral sunscreen. It was so annoying because you can't even get it off in the shower. At the end of the day, it's horrible.
jeez.
And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, we only ever use sunscreen literally 2 months out of the entire year.
It's true.
And maybe 1 day a week.
It's true.
So how bad could it be to just spray them with the stupid toxic sunscreen
I
one time a week
know.
for 6 weeks? How bad is this? You know what I mean? So then sometimes I'm
No,
like,
it's a good point.
but
Those
people say it
would
is really bad.
But we live in an era of too much information.
Yeah.
And every influencer takes their product or whatever,
Yeah.
screen time or
Yep.
food
Oh,
or
screen
toxins
time.
or sleep or
Yeah.
airwaves, Bluetooth, right? And whoever harps on that thing, it's the worst thing in the world and
Yes.
you're ruining your life.
Totally.
And so you can't possibly do all of these things perfectly, be the
No.
traditional whatever, and say, okay, I'm not going to have a toxin. I'm not going to, I'm going to block my house from Bluetooth
Yeah.
waves.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep this much. I'm only going to drink this type of water. And people are maximizing these to the levels that we can't possibly keep up. But it's this influx of information that there's no way to tell which ones are accurate and which ones are not.
Well,
And anybody that you talk to is going to swear that theirs is true and here's the
know.
research
Yeah.
and
That's why
whatever.
it's so hard.
It
But
is
at the
so
same
hard.
time, we've been doing this for a lot of these products, hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And we're fine.
I know.
Yeah, there's there's a big pendulum swing because
Yeah.
it's like we moved
Yeah.
into the age of like medicine and all
Yeah.
this sort of stuff
Right.
that
Yeah.
is like to try to keep us
Yeah.
living longer and
Yeah.
healthier and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And there are certain negative side effects of that. And so now there's a push to go backwards,
Yeah.
to like, let's go
Yes.
back to how it was before.
Yeah.
But those people also died when they were 30.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
didn't live long enough.
Right. For us to know.
Yeah, for us to know what
Yeah.
happened. So it's like there's like a shift, but it's pulling
it's-
you in both directions.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's
this
like, what's
weird
right?
place of like, what is medical advancements? What is
Yeah.
knowledge? And then what is big industries trying to rip
Yeah.
us off or milk
Because
money out
both
of
things
us?
are
Yeah.
happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both things are true at the same
Yes.
Yeah.
time.
And you're just trying to guess which ones actually matter, which ones don't. How do we
Yeah.
adjust to those? What can we deal with? And even if you do, you can't possibly keep up with all of them.
I've even heard someone's trying to cancel cans because they say the inside of cans, I guess, has plastic in it and it's leaching into your
There you go.
And so it's like at some point,
I know.
you either have to go hard
Yeah.
or you have to be like,
Go way
I
off the
have
grid.
to just like, I
Yeah.
have to stop it here because like,
I know.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
to the point, someone made a comment. I heard someone saying like, okay, Nara Smith is this like tradwife. And even though it's kind of a joke, she does home make the stuff. Like she makes
Yeah.
a joke out of it, but she does home make the stuff. And they're like, her child got cancer, thus proving like sometimes it's just genetics. Like they're
It's
living
hard.
this very
It's hard.
tox-free lifestyle. Like you're not going to be able to escape all of it.
Yeah.
No,
but
for sure.
should we be trying? Of course we
Conscious,
should. Like,
of course.
like, yeah, like I feel like everyone's woken up to like, let's not heat up our food in plastic. Or
Yes.
like, do you know what I mean? Like things like that. Or like, I don't, or even like, let's try and use mineral sunscreen if we're in,
So
like,
yeah, I do. So does she think mineral sunscreen is better or
I think that I'm pretty sure all dermatologists would say mineral sunscreen is the best. But if
Okay.
you're not going to use it because it's a pain in the neck, then use the other one.
Yeah,
Don't,
yeah.
Like
I
no
gotcha.
dermatologist is going to say, just don't use sunscreen.
Right, of course.
Do you know what I mean? They're like, the
Yes.
best sunscreen is the sunscreen that you will use.
Okay.
So if the only way you're getting sunscreen on your kid is by getting the spray bottle of the friggin' Beach Bum, then do that. Because
Yeah.
at least,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
I do try to always put sunscreen on my kids' faces because I feel like
Face.
I don't want them
Yeah.
to get premature wrinkles and blame me.
Of
I just want
course.
all their
That's
problems.
really- that's our
That is-
concern.
It's about you.
I want any of their problems for them to be able to blame it on themselves, not on me. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Like, so I'm like, look,
Forget all the other
don't come
stuff.
knocking on
No,
my
it's-
door.
It is very hard not to go down the rabbit hole of
I
like,
go the other way. No, I want to be like, screw it, forget
Yeah.
everything. But then again, we used to sell like cigarettes as
Yeah.
a health standard.
Yeah.
We used to put
So
cocaine
true.
into Coca-Cola and
Yeah.
other products. So
Yeah.
it is good that we're figuring out some stuff is bad for you and don't do it.
Right.
But who knows which
But
ones
it's
are
also
gonna be
it's very,
true
very
or
hard
not.
because there's some very high up, very intelligent doctors that will tell you like veganism is the height of health, which I think is probably true. But then there's other people that are like red meat will give you things that you could never get anywhere else. Like, so it's like,
Really?
No.
what?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Do you get what I'm
there's
saying?
people
What
on
I'm
both
saying
sides.
is just that
Yes,
you're
yes.
everyone is always going to give you a different opinion. Like, and so you're just like, at some point, you just have to be like, we're just going to choose this.
And
You know
I
what I
don't know
mean?
where we land on like what do
Yeah.
you do? I don't know. I'm sure everybody has an opinion, but the only thing that I come out of this saying is let's try not to judge people.
Oh, of course.
I think there's extremes.
I just always feel like I'm being judged.
Right.
By
But
who?
honestly, you're not, because no one cares what you're doing.
Of
Correct.
course.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Mine
I get
is
it.
screen time, where I'm like, okay, if
that's
there's a
such
parent that has their kid living on a screen,
Yeah.
we know that's bad. Like, hey,
Yeah, of
let's
course.
try not to do that, whatever. But if parents choose to give their kids screens when they need them, or like,
I actually
okay,
have a
who
whole
cares?
speech about screen time.
Me too.
I don't even know
I
if we
don't know.
want to go into
Maybe
it.
we save it for another episode. But like, whatever it is,
Well,
I think.
want to know.
Oh,
Go
this
ahead.
is my
No,
speech
but go
about screen
ahead.
time, is that I do feel like, obviously, like, this is what's so interesting. I remember years and years and years ago, before I ever had kids, so this is like upwards of 10 years ago, I remember being in a training when I was teaching in Colorado, and I was in a training, and like the thing that they were saying, they were showing a baby on an iPad, and the baby was like younger than Nora and able to manipulate apps or whatever.
Whoa.
And the woman was like, iPads have shown us that babies are smarter than we ever realized. She was like, because we never had things before that babies could manipulate in that way.
Mhm.
And she was like, we're finding that if we show a baby one time how to do this thing on an iPad, they can mimic it. And this kid is like 1. So she was like, her argument was like, iPads have opened our eyes to what babies are capable of,
Mhm.
which is like super interesting, right? So then like the
Okay.
pendulum swung that way of people being like, you should give your kid a device, because like
Yeah.
you can give them an educational game and they'll learn and Then, you get a few years down the line, and then the research starts coming out of like, they're not learning how to read from that. Like, that's like, it's not good for them. Like the
Mhm.
blue light's not good. They shouldn't be on screens, XYZ, yada, yada.
Yeah.
So it came out of a well-intentioned like place. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So here's my thing on screen time, is that it's like, obviously, like if you're a screen-free family, like God bless, good for you. We're not a screen-free family. As my kids have gotten older, I've actually gotten stricter with screen time, because I have noticed their behavior is different according to, like, we will never do screen time first thing in the morning anymore, because I've noticed it sets us on such a bad foot for the day. If they wake up and immediately watch, they are annoying. Like they're like whiny, mushy gushy, da da da. If you force them to wake, if you save the screen time for later, I think you do have better behavior outcomes. I also use screen time as a reward. Like I'll tell them, like in the summer, for example, like I'll be like, yeah, you can watch TV this afternoon, but you have to read for 30 minutes. You have to do your chores.
Yeah, but people
You
think
have
that that's
to-
bad too.
Okay, well.
Because then what is TV? Well, it's a reward.
Okay,
That's a
fine.
good
I use
thing,
it as a
right?
reward for myself.
I
I
do too.
love to watch a show before bed.
I do too, and you're way stricter with it than I am. But I agree. Like, I hate screens in a lot of ways. I'm, the one that's like, get off your cell pphones, like whatever.
Sure. But
But I do believe there's different types of screen time.
yeah, 100% that's true.
I
Oh, like
think
TV, Kindle. you
movies-
mean?
Or like a movie
movies
they say is good for
versus-
kids
Yep.
actually,
Yeah.
because it helps. They
Yeah.
say like a long
Story
form thing,
development, yeah.
story development, character development, cause and effect.
Mhm.
Also like bonding as a family to sit and watch a movie. Like that's good. It's better
Yeah.
than like, they shouldn't be on YouTube with these little clips or whatever.
YouTube is awful.
If
for
YouTube is
them.
bad, like whatever.
But it's the same for us.
Oh,
To your
absolutely.
point,
Yeah.
social
We're going
media-
through reels
It's
like
like
boom, boom,
scrolling.
boom,
Well,
boom,
social
yeah.
media was created to be the best thing in the world.
Yes.
We're suddenly more connected than we've ever been.
Yeah.
It's bringing out, things that we had to have come out and all sorts of
Yeah.
great realities from it. But then we use it to now do quick reels where
Totally.
we're just scrolling
Yeah.
through.
But what I'm getting to is that even though I think screen time, like I'm not, like I don't let the kids do it in the morning, like I said, XYZ, yada, yada. We do use screen time as a tool.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
stand by it. So for example, like if we're on an airplane, watch your Kindle. Do you know
Yeah.
why?
It's life or death.
Because literally, because like,
yeah.
why would I want to make everyone else's ride here absolutely miserable? And also, like, a thing that I also stand on a lot is like, why are we asking kids to act like adults? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
adults have trouble sitting for 5 hours, like, without going on a screen or doing something. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you're dealing with a kid that can't read yet. Like, now that Jason Emerson can read, when we go on the plane, I'll be like, read for a little while first. And then once we like are, halfway there, whatever, then you can watch it. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like when you're dealing with like a 4-year-old, like there's not a lot they can do. They're only going to color for so long.
Right.
They're going to color for what? 15 minutes. They're going to play with their stupid little puzzle toy for 15 minutes. And then you're expecting them to what?
I know.
Sit like an angel for 4 hours? Let the kid watch a movie. Who
I can't even do
cares?
that.
Right.
No, we
Or
watch a
even
movie
like
immediately.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
like-
We as adults watch a movie, or I think about like at a restaurant, for example. I totally get it, and I agree when people are like, I want my kid to learn how to sit at a restaurant. Totally,
Yeah.
totally. When we get there, we sit, we talk, we da-da-da. But let's say we're at a restaurant with like friends, right? Let's say like we're at a restaurant with friends and the kids are there with us. And like we have now exceeded the time where a kid should be able to sit.
Yeah.
But we want to stay and we want to hang out and socialize.
Totally.
Instead of letting my kids run around like maniacs and ruin everyone else's dinner that's paying to be at this restaurant, yes, you can watch your tablet now because we're choosing to stay beyond what I think is reasonable for a 4-year-old to sit. Do you
Which
get what I'm
is
saying?
Balance.
Yes.
Balance is good because
I feel
I
like
think
it's all about balance.
the
Yeah.
argument is, well, when you guys were young, right? Like you guys had to sit through church and you had to learn to be good through boring and awful
And I
situations.
wanted to kill myself.
Yeah, and it was awful.
Literally,
It was-
and we hated it. Yeah.
but can we not swing the pendulum the other way,
Yeah.
right? And say, okay, there's some balance. Hey, sit, be, learn some
Yeah.
manners, learn how to interact with humans. And then when you reach a point that's appropriate for kids, all right, now
Or
take the
sometimes
Kindle
like
for a little while.
there's like literally been times though where like Scott and I will be like feel desperate for a date night and we can't have one or whatever. And then we'll be like, what if we just like go out to dinner, let the kids put on headphones and watch their tablet the whole time, and me and you pretend like we're there by ourselves? Like, do you know what I mean? Like we've like literally done that once or twice.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and so
Yeah.
it's like use it as a tool. Another huge one for me though is this, and I feel very self-conscious about this, but I stand by my decision, but I do feel judged. And I think it's in my head, but this is a big thing for me. When Jace and Emerson have soccer games or basketball games or whatever games, I want to go and give that person who is playing my full undivided attention. I want to watch them. I want them to remember my mom came to all of my games and she watched. Unfortunately, I always have a toddler. You know what I mean? And a crazy one at that. Like Parker is not the kid that at a soccer field will just sit calmly by my feet and play with her little toy. She's not going to do that. Parker will run onto the field. She runs into the parking lot. She runs as well. Like she's a runner. She's crazy. And there have been times where I've gone to a game and been like, it's fine. Like I'll just let Parker run around and I can do both. I can't do both. I either get distracted by the game, and then remember that one time we literally lost Parker. We got distracted by the game.
Oh,
we turned
gosh.
around. Parker was 2 fields away.
Whoa.
Jay went running
Jay went
after
and
her.
chased her
Another
down.
dad literally ran her down and grabbed
He's
her.
like, Parker,
Because
come
we were
back.
all like, because everyone, I was like, where's Parker? And everyone was like, ah! And then like she was literally 2 fields away. So either that happens or I just chase Parker the whole time and I miss my other child's game.
I agree.
So
I
I've
agree
come
with
to
you.
the point where I'm like, we get to the soccer field. She runs around until the ref blows the whistle. Then I strap her into a stroller and I give her a tablet and I say, I'm now giving the person on the field my undivided attention. Now, do I feel embarrassed? Yeah, because it looks like I have an iPad kid, right? It looks like these people come with their toddler and they give her the Kindle the whole time. But what they don't know is
How strict you are.
Well, she hasn't had screen time all day because of this. You know what I mean? And so now
You save it.
and now I'm using it as a way for me to connect with my older child and not, you know what I mean? So that she doesn't feel like, oh, my mom never watched anything. So she's always chasing Parker. Like, do you know what I mean?
and
And
then
it's
that's where
it's
sibling
a
resentment
season.
comes
Exactly.
in.
So it's like, I do think you should use screens as a tool. Like, do I respect people who say that they're perfectly screen free? Of course I do. But there are times where I want to be like,
why do you?
well, I just mean like good for you. But there are
Why?
times where I want to say,
But-
like, could you make your life though like a little easier if you just use the screen as a tool? Like, you
But
know what
they
I mean?
might
Like,
have kids that they miss every single game because
Right.
they're chasing around the other
But
kids.
also,
It's
no,
true, yeah.
I don't feel respect for that. Like I think
Whoa.
both extremes
Whoa.
are harsh,
Uh-oh.
and I think that's just a flex. We are completely screen free,
Yeah.
right? It's like
It
okay,
is
congratulations.
definitely a flex.
It's a
That's
flex
what you
for
want.
It's
Yeah.
sure.
definitely a
Key, like,
flex.
but balance is the key, and
Yeah.
being appropriate. It's sugar, right? Like
Yeah, right.
okay, if you don't give your kid any sugar, like okay,
right. It's like,
but
so that means you've never gone out for ice cream with your kids.
Right,
Do you know how
exactly.
fun that
Like-
is to go out for ice cream with your
Right.
kids?
also like yeah, live life.
Yeah, like,
we're
go-
here
like,
for
do
a
things,
reason.
yeah.
We want to be healthy, and we want to avoid things that are going to cause us bodily harm.
Of course.
However, like we don't want to skip life either, and I think
No.
that's my struggle.
Mhm.
Like movies are fun for kids. They help in a lot of ways. Like,
Yeah.
can you just be smarter with it?
Well,
And
also,
I'm way more lenient on screens with kids than you are, but I'm way stricter on screens. They're like
type.
more preachy about it than for adults.
Oh, yeah.
We
yeah,
just heard
yeah.
we were listening to how Harry Potter was created.
Oh,
J.K.
this is
Rowling's
interesting.
train broke down for 4 hours. And
Oh, wow.
she was stuck there for 4 hours and didn't have a phone.
Well, because it was 1990 or whatever.
my
She didn't have a cell
gosh.
phone. She didn't have any.
She had to stare out the window, and she created a story in her mind that became the best-selling book
That's from
series
boredom.
of all time.
And Scott said when we finished the
That's a
episode,
very
Scott
good
goes,
story.
if she had a smartphone, we wouldn't have Harry Potter.
That's
Correct.
so true.
Is that interesting?
It's
100%.
so true.
So I was like,
So
yeah, it's
We
so
got to be a
crazy.
little bored
I
sometimes.
have
So
a soapbox
I'm all
on both
about kids
sides,
being bored.
right?
Yeah, no,
which
absolutely.
I realize is contradictory, but that's why I think it's balance and nuance and understanding yourself or your kids and like actually taking steps to manage things versus just
And look,
being like,
I also am like very strong on like, I think it is so good for kids to be bored. Let them
Totally.
be bored
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
figure it out. And it's hard. Like, I think it's easy to say that, but like it takes years of practicing until you can say that you're in a groove of your kids know how to entertain themselves. Like when people say like my kids don't know how to entertain themselves, it's like, I know, because they don't naturally, like you have to make them because we
Yes.
live in 2026.
yes.
And I'm not trying to say I'm perfect at it. I'm still working on it. Do you know what I mean? Even just this week, the other day, like Jace came in and she was like, can I just watch a show? And I was like, Jace, at the beginning of the summer, you said that you were going to crochet the following people blankets. You said you were going to practice guitar, piano. You were going to read this
Done
whole book
none of
series.
those
And I
things.
was like, and then she just looked at me and she was like, okay, good point. And she went and started crocheting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like,
That's a great point. That's another
Yeah.
reason I am less strict on screen time. If kids are active and do enough other things,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, you're gonna have as much screen time as you want. I kind of tell them that with sugar too. I'm like, look, if you eat
Ooh.
all your dinner, if you eat bless you.
Bless you.
If you eat all your food, I don't really care how much dessert you have. You can't
Yeah.
have so much you're gonna get sick, but
well, yeah.
eat a
Look,
lot.
this
Eat
is,
or
and
eat
this
whatever.
is even where we're married to each other.
Okay.
Tell us when you're done.
Wow.
Sorry.
Do you need to take a station break?
Scott and I are married to each other and have the same children and still
Still,
differ. Like
yep.
there's still times where he's
And
like,
we're still learning.
oh, of course.
I think that's a big part. We all
have
take
not arrived. Our
stances.
kids are little. I have no idea. Like, talk to me in a decade and
Yeah.
I'll let you know how they turn out.
And I
Right.
guarantee you there will be something I eat my words on. Something I regret. Something that I'm like,
Absolutely.
Everybody
oh.
always does, though.
Yeah.
There's for sure going to be something in terms of like the natural living or the screen time or whatever that I'm going to look back on in 10 years and go, if I could do
Yeah.
it again, I would do this.
But to our point, probably both directions.
yeah, totally.
I feel
There's probably certain things that I wish I was more strict on and certain things that I wish I didn't care about as much.
Yeah.
Like there's
Yeah.
probably certain things I'm making too big of a deal out of it.
Yeah. We're never going to get it right.
No, we're not.
It's
No.
I think you guys might.
You guys might
be
do
the
it.
best.
We will succeed.
Nora,
Yeah, you know what?
whatever,
We're
you're-
going to be the best.
whatever you're doing with Nora is working, so just keep it up.
Well,
That
you
kid's
know,
a
She's
genius.
so
she's
cute.
very smart. She's
She's
the
really
best.
smart.
She's starting to
She's
do like
so
little
cute.
annoying things, but you know.
She's welcome to
But she's-
parenting.
Yeah.
She's
Isn't that-
15 months
No,
old.
like
She's-
even last night, Scott and I were like literally falling asleep and we were like talking about the kids and I was like, "Ugh, I love them so much. They're so freaking annoying.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I
It's
mean?
so
Like, you're just like, they're so
true.
annoying and I love them so much. And they're
Yeah.
the best people I've ever met. And
Yes.
they're so annoying.
You know
And
what
I
helps so
can't
much
stand
is just
so
recently
true.
I've been going through old photos with Jace and we'll just like watch old
Oh.
photos.
Oh.
And the more you do that, the more you realize like how valuable life is.
Oh, of
and
course.
those little moments and how annoying they also are. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like,
Of course, yeah.
okay, you start to like, oh, I'm going to take this moment in. It's like, I don't know, of all the things,
I
of all the
know.
negatives that technology brings.
Well, I was saying this to Emily the other day. We were looking at pictures of Nora, and I was like, "There's like, it's weird, like, to think that there was like a time in history when people didn't have pictures and videos,
I know.
and so things just happened,
Yeah.
and it was over.
Yeah.
There was nothing to look back on. You
And
never saw
reflect,
like
yeah.
It's so true.
your kid, like, because we were just like how different Nora looks compared to how she
Totally.
looked
Yeah.
3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And it's like we would have nothing to compare her to.
Yeah.
It's
That's
kind
so
of
true.
Honestly,
insane.
Nora, even more so than other babies,
you would never be able to identify her in the hospital.
No.
She looks nothing like,
like her.
how
Yeah,
she
she
looked.
really
when-
does.
She had like a
Right.
head of black hair.
Yeah.
Like she looks nothing.
Straight black hair.
Like
Yeah.
she looked, even her face looks
And a
different.
cone
I
head.
think. Like
oh yeah. the
she just
cone
like
head.
looked like there's some kids where you're like, wow, he really just like had that face. He always had that face.
Yeah.
Not her.
Not
No,
her.
not her. No, definitely not her.
Not even a little bit.
Interesting.
That's going to be a whole another podcast, but the effects of that.
Yeah.
Like, because people's memories were so much better back then.
Yeah, you had
probably.
to.
Yeah.
Like, I do long for that.
I know.
Like, to
Yeah,
not.
because we don't have to remember. We
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
just look back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do a baby book?
No.
Yeah, I didn't do one for Parker either. I have like Jace's was like mediocre. Emerson's was baller. The weirdest thing happened in my motherhood. And like I did the best with Emerson. I think because
Well, the
like,
first one's always the
the
hardest.
first one's overwhelming. You don't know what you're doing. You're stressed out. By the third one, you're like, whatever.
Hmm.
But Emerson was the one that like I was the most on top of it.
Corrected
with, like,
all your
her monthly
mistakes.
photos and her baby book and her shots and her this and her that. Like I remember being more in tune with like asking more questions about the vaccines and asking more
Yeah.
about this and asking more about. Meanwhile, Parker, like remember she was like. She got nothing for like 2 years because I never took her to the doctor because I forgot. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it was
Yeah.
like Emerson was the one that like I felt like I really nailed that.
Gave
one.
it my all.
Yeah,
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 That's
yeah.
very you, though. That's not like every parent isn't that way. Some do great with the first, and
Yeah,
then the
yeah.
second's less, and then the third's less.
Mhm.
That's very you, where it's like, I think we were overwhelmed with Jace.
Of course.
There was just a sense of like, what's going on?
Jace was
We-
tough though.
Yeah.
Emerson was not.
And Emerson was an easier baby, so I felt like I
That's
could
tough, yeah.
because she was more low key.
Well, and you
I
ha-
could do it.
You had the experience. You
Yeah.
knew what you were doing. You're like, I got this.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you could do it to the best of your ability.
Totally.
Oof.
I think it also helped that I was working part time, so I like got away for 2 days. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? A
Yeah.
week, and I just like felt more like
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
human.
Yeah.
But speaking of annoying, tell them about Parker at her first swim lesson this week.
She, Parker
So funny.
walks down there confidently. You're always nervous.
Scott was
a
really
3-year-old.
embarrassed.
You're 3-year-old. You're like, I hope they're not scared. I hope they go. She just walks right down, jumps in the water. She's like, come on. She turns to the lifeguard. She's like, come on. She just starts instructing. From the rest of the time, she was in charge. She's like, move back. No, I want to jump from the wall. Move back.
And
the
like,
li-
but like not listening. Like
No.
like shame on us. Like she's
Right.
not like she literally was not listening. Like the woman was like the woman. She's like a 15-year-old lifeguard. She was like, now we're gonna use the tubey, whatever the
Noodles?
the
Noodle.
noodle.
The noodle.
Now we're gonna use the noodle. And Parker was like, no, I'm gonna do this. And she was like, oh, okay. And Scott's yelling down from the side, Parker, you have to listen to her. She's in charge. You have to listen. And she would be like, she would wave Scott off
I
and then
don't
go
care.
to the side and jump and get ready to jump in, but tell the lifeguard, move back.
And she
the
would do
girl
it.
would go, oh, okay. Really? Oh, wow. Okay. And then Scott said, I didn't even hear this. Scott said that he was like, the poor lifeguard, she kept going, wow, you're so crazy.
Wow.
Probably 15 times. Wow, you're so crazy.
You're so crazy.
Wow, you're so crazy.
Meanwhile, we were like, when we left, they were probably like, oh my gosh,
I
I
was
hope
like-
she doesn't come back.
I'm thinking if you only knew. That's just the half of
Yeah.
it. It was just
She's
funny.
nuts.
She thought she was in charge.
Oh yes.
She was like,
Park.
nope, you're working for me.
Oh, yeah,
let me
she was
show
like,
you how
I'm
this
paying
goes."
you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you
I'm gonna get my money's worth.
how this is going to go. Yeah, like she's like, none of this stupid blow bubbles in the water crap. She's like, I'm jumping in the deep end.
Yeah.
Like, what are you here for?
Oh my god.
I was like, oh.
She,
So
yeah, we might have our
funny.
hands full. With that
Scott
one.
and Jace get very
Might.
embarrassed.
You
Oh,
do.
might. Yeah, sure. Our hands
You
are
do.
full.
I wasn't embarrassed. I was stressed. I'm like, Parker, you are not in charge. I felt bad for the 15-year-old that's trying to corral her.
It's so
I'm
funny.
like, we can't corral her.
And meanwhile, I thought it was funny. This is Scott and I have been realizing this about our parenting. We get stressed. I
Yeah.
think this makes us balance each other, but we are stressed about completely different things
Yep.
with the kids. So, for example, I was sitting there like, I thought it was funny. Like, I was like, oh, like, granted, I was like 2 days out from surgery, like sitting there in
You
pain.
were,
So
yeah.
I really kind of didn't care, but I felt guilty missing the first one. So I
Of
forced myself to
course.
go. The point is, I wasn't upset by it. Scott was stressed by it. Then we're sitting there at the pool and the big girls were like, can we go over to the basketball court? It's literally, as you know,
a stone's throw.
touching the pool.
Yeah.
Can you perfectly see it from where you're sitting? No, but like it's literally
It's
right
right
there.
there.
It's like within like at the same moment, Jason and Emerson were like, can we go to the basketball court? And like I was like, yeah. And Scott goes, no. And I looked at Scott and I was like, why? He was like, because we can't see him over there. I was like, Scott, it's like 20 yards. Like, who cares? Like, I was like, they're together. Like, what do you think someone's gonna kidnap them at like
in
10
Panther Valley?
a.m. like in our gated community. Like I was like, I really think it's okay. And he was like, you let them go there by themselves. And he was giving me those eyes of
He's like, what do I not know?
What
No.
am I finding
Yeah.
out?
He was
what
giving-
else do you let them
he
do?
was giving me those like, is there anything else I need to know?
First it's
Are they
basketball
safe with you?
courts.
Yeah.
Next it's drugs.
And, right, like I was like, Scott, relax. And he was like, no, I'm not gonna relax. And I was like, oh my god.
I think I'm more like Scott. I
Yeah,
don't
but then
know.
she's like, guys, get off that screen. I'm like, what? It's been 3 hours.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
him go.
Scott's like, who cares? And I'm like, stop.
it's
Yeah,
so funny.
very different things.
Yeah, we just
Sometimes
like get
depending
upset
on the
about
day.
different things. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Yeah, you
That's
got to keep it
parenting.
interesting. Got to keep them on their toes.
Absolutely. If kids, you know what they don't do well with? Consistency, predictability.
Keep it interesting.
You know what
Come
helps
on,
them?
come
When
on.
their parents are on two totally different
Yeah.
pages and changing their minds all the time. That's what's good for the kids.
It's so
It really
funny.
helps them
Oh,
to
she's
feel,
wiggling her butt.
oh, she's so
Oh.
cute. Okay, well,
Baby girl.
good job to us.
Just delete everything I said.
Okay, perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, love.
Love.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to subscribe and follow on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, KaitlinElliott.com, or wherever you get your podcasts. And hey, if you want to toss us a 5-star rating, I would love you forever. Check us out next week for another new episode. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at so.what.else. Editing and all that stuff by Matt Carpenter with Parable Productions.